Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you all are doing well. Again, I am back with a set of 25 MCQs, but this time it is based on Unit 2nd of Course 201, which is Quality and Management of School Education. So, the name of Unit 2 is Managerial Practices, Human and Infrastructural Resources. Do watch this video till the end as I am going to explain each and every MCQ. MCQ number 1, pre-service education means, and the options are A. Education of teachers after they have begun to teach. Option B. Education of teachers before they enter into service as teacher. Option C. Education of teachers after years of teaching. And option D. None of this. So let me first explain you. Teacher may train by two of its major components, that is pre-service teacher preparation and in-service education. So what is pre-service teacher education? Pre-service education of teacher means education of teachers before they enter into service as a teacher. So for MCQ number 1, option B, education of teachers before they enter into service as a teacher is the correct option. MCQ number 2, in-service education means, and the options are option A, education of teachers after they have begun to teach. Option B, education of teachers before they enter into service as teacher. Option C, education of teachers after years of teaching. And option D, none of the above. As I say, teacher may train by two of its major components, that is pre-service teacher preparation and in-service education. You have already seen about pre-service teacher preparation in MCQ number 1. So what is in-service training now? In-service education is any activity which a teacher undertakes after she or he has begun to teach, which is concerned with his or her professional work. So for MCQ number 2, option A, education of teachers after they have begun to teach is the correct option. So friends, as you are watching this video, it's obvious that you are a B.Ed student, and B.Ed M.Ed colleges are examples of pre-service teacher education. While if you are doing any job, then the workshops, seminars and faculty development programs that the workplace is arranging for you is an example of in-service teacher education. Now I hope that after giving these examples you are clear about pre-service education and in-service education. Let us move towards MCQ number 3. Workshops, seminars and faculty development programs are modes of. As I've explained you, what is the correct option? Yes, the correct option is option A, in-service teacher education. MCQ number 4, B.Ed M.Ed colleges give. I hope you know the correct answer. So the option A, pre-service teacher education is the correct option. Moving towards MCQ number 5. Which of the following is not a quality of headmaster? And the options are option A, leadership, option B, optimistic, option C, undependable, and option D, professional. And if you go through the options, you will get to know leadership is a most important quality. Optimistic means being positive in every situation, and professionalism is required when you are on the post of headmaster. So the option C, which is undependable, is a correct option, as headmaster should depend upon his teachers for the suggestions and advices. MCQ number 6. Which of the following is a role or roles of a teacher? And the options are A, resource provider, option B, curriculum specialist, option C, mentor, and D is all of the above. If you go through the options, you will come to know option A, B, C, all three of them are correct, because a teacher will have a role of resource provider, as the teacher will help other colleagues also by sharing the instructional resources, and teacher also have a role of curriculum specialist, because understanding content standards and how various components of the curriculum link together is also important. And of course teacher is a mentor. So the option D, which is all of the above, is the correct option. Moving towards MCQ number 7. Which of the following is not a quality of teacher? Let us go through the options. Passion for teaching, love for children, willingness to change, and egoistic. So, what is the harmful word here for a teacher? Yes, it is option D, which is egoistic. A teacher should not be egoistic, because if ego is there, then ego can make teaching the worst career, since the teacher is likely to turn teaching into a competition between the teacher and the students. So let us move towards MCQ number 8. What do you say about this statement? And the statement is, a headmaster must consider himself teacher first and last. And you have to just give opinion on this. So what do you think? The statement is correct, incorrect, or you can't say anything about it, or you are confused? Please don't get confused, because a headmaster was once a teacher. So a headmaster must consider himself teacher first and last, and in this way only he will keep in touch with the work of the teachers and the achievement of the students. So the option A, the statement is correct, is the correct option. Now let us rush to the MCQ number 9. Which of the following play an important role on child's education? This is very basic question which you can answer very easily. Just go through the options, they are very easy. Teachers, parents, headmaster, all of the above. And I know you are going to choose the option D, which is all of the above. MCQ number 10. What is not a good habit of parents? Yeah. So let us go through the options. Option A, parents suspecting on their children. Option B, parents keeping watch on activities of children. Option C, parents providing supporting environment in home. Option D, parents appreciating children for their achievements. So what do you feel? What is the harmful case here? Because as a parent, if you think, then obviously parents, if they are suspecting on their children for something, then children will feel bad and they feel that parents are not trusting on them. So obviously option A, which is parents suspecting on their children, is the correct option. Moving towards MCQ number 11. Which of the following is not a type of leadership? Now let me explain you about leadership styles. Basically there are three leadership styles. So let me tell you, there are three leadership styles, which are autocratic leadership style, democratic leadership style, free reign leadership style. We'll go in detail. We will go in detail one by one, but before that let me answer you MCQ number 11. The correct option is C, republic leadership style, which is not a type of leadership style. MCQ number 12. Which of the following is a disadvantage of autocratic leadership style? Just go through the options. Okay, fine. Now we'll see what is autocratic leadership style. This style is also known as leader-centered style. Like under this style, the leader keeps all the authority centered in his hands, and the employees have to just perform the work without changing any of his orders. And if any employee is careless in his work performance, then he will be punished. And the leader does not decentralize his authority for the fear of losing his importance. Now option A, quick and clear decision by leader. This is actually advantage of autocratic leadership style, as all the powers are in hands of leader only. Option B, lowered morale of the employees. We'll come to this later. Option C, satisfactory work by employees. Here the leader is taking all the decision and employees are just doing their work, so obviously they are doing satisfactory work. Option D, necessity of less educated employees. This is also advantage, because employees don't need to be very educated as they are not taking any decision. So the option B, lowered morale of the employees, is the correct option. Now let us see MCQ number 13. Which of the following is advantage of democratic leadership style? Before going to the options, let me explain you what is democratic leadership style. This style is also known as group-centered leadership style. These days, this leadership style is very much in vogue. Under this, decisions regarding different works are not taken by the manager alone, but they are taken in consultation with the employees. The manager has full confidence in his employees and accepts their suggestions after making some modifications. Now let us go through the options one by one. Option A, requirement of educated employees. This is not probably advantage of democratic leadership style. This may go in disadvantage because we need some educated employees. Option B, lack of responsibility in managers. Yes, there is lack of responsibility in managers because employees their decisions are taken into consideration, so it is again a disadvantage. Option C, delay in decision making. Yes, there will be delay because decisions are taken after the consultation of the employees. So the option D, decreased workload of the managers, is the advantage of democratic leadership style, and it is the correct option. MCQ number 14, which of the following is are characteristics of free reign style? Before going through the options, let me explain you what is free reign leadership style. This leadership style is also described as individual centered style. In this style, the manager or the leader takes little interest in managerial functions and the employees are left on their own. So, this is about free reign style. Now, let us go through the options. Option A, full faith of leader on employees. Option B, independent decision making system. Option C, sense of responsibility in employees. All three options go well with whatever I have described about free reign style. So the option D, all of the above, is the correct option. MCQ number 15, which of the following is called the hub of the academic life of a school? Option A, assembly hall. Option B, library. Option C, school playground. Option D, science laboratory. Let me tell you what is the meaning of hub. Hub means the center of any activity. It's like the center part of the wheel. Okay. So the center of the academic life of a school, what do you think? What it can be? Yes, the option B, which is library, is the correct option. MCQ number 16. Where are the activities like general meetings, exhibitions, dramatics, and lectures arranged? And the options are assembly hall, library, school playground, and science laboratory. Now just think whether library, school playground, and science laboratory are the places where these activities are arranged. No. So the option A, which is assembly hall, is the correct option. MCQ number 17. Which of the stage size suitable for assembly hall? Just go through the options. Options are option A, 15 by 30 feet, option B, 10 by 20 feet, option C, 20 by 30 feet, and option D, all of the above. Let me explain you this. The assembly hall is an important general use facility of the secondary school plant, and it is the only place where the lectures, the exhibitions, and many contests are arranged. Its size will be determined by the local needs, but the hall should have a suitable stage of not less than 20 by 30 feet with the green rooms and other equipments and furnishings. So the option C, which is 20 by 30 feet, is the correct option. Now let us move towards MCQ number 18. Which of the following style is leader-centered style of leadership? As I have explained you about all the three leadership styles, so in which style does the leader has all the powers to take the decisions? Yes, it is option C, autocratic leadership style. MCQ number 19. Which of the following is known as group-centered leadership style? And the options are option A, free reign leadership style, option B, democratic leadership style, option C, autocratic leadership style, and option D, none of the above. Now let me revise you. Autocratic leadership style is a leader-centered leadership style. Democratic leadership style is a group-centered leadership style. And free reign leadership style is an individual-centered style. So the option B, democratic leadership style, is the correct option. MCQ number 20. Which of the following is known as an individual-centered style? So the correct option here is option A, free reign leadership style. MCQ number 21. Which of the following styles follow the principle of laissez-faire? Now let me tell you, the inherent idea behind the concept of laissez-faire is that if the employees are allowed to work on the principle of laissez-faire, they will put in more hard work and make use of their full capacity. Let me ask you one question. In which of these styles the employees are taking their own decisions and they are left on their own? Yes, it is option B, free reign leadership style is the correct option. Now let us move towards MCQ number 22. Which of the following styles is not suitable for leading uneducated or semi-educated people? So it is a free reign leadership style where it is useful only when every employee is fully educated so that the work is assigned to him with full confidence, and this leadership style is not suitable for leading uneducated or semi-educated people. So the option D, free reign leadership style is the correct option again. MCQ number 23. What is said to be the cradle of democracy? And the options are option A, school playground, option B, assembly hall, option C, science laboratory, and option D, library. Let me tell you, a school which has no playground has no right to exist. So the option A, school playground is the correct option. MCQ number 24. In which of the following leadership styles there is a lack of importance of managerial post? And the options are A, republic leadership style, B, democratic leadership style, C, free reign leadership style, option D, autocratic leadership style. What do you think is the correct option? Yes, option C, free reign leadership style is the correct option. So moving towards our last MCQ, which is MCQ number 25. The true teacher is he who can immediately come down to the level of the student, transfer his soul to the student's soul, and see through and understand through his mind. Such a teacher can really teach and none else. This definition is given by, let me straight tell you, the correct option is C, Swami Vivekananda. I hope you understood all the basic concepts behind the MCQs we saw today.